The movie begins in a desert where an injured girl is seen running away from someone. Her face is covered in blood, and a vehicle follows her. A man steps out of the vehicle and throws a bottle of water and a gun toward her. The woman drinks the water and quickly picks up the gun, loading it. She tries to shoot the man but misses. Eventually, the man runs her over with his vehicle and kills her. The scene cuts, and another girl named Bobby is shown driving through the desert while talking to her sister on the phone. From their conversation, it is revealed that Bobby is heading to meet her boyfriend, who has previously mistreated her, even raised his hand on her. Her sister warns her that he might turn out to be a bad person like their father, and she could end up suffering like their mother. But Bobby ignores her sister's concerns because she wants to give the relationship another chance. On the way, she stops at a fuel station and meets a sheriff. The sheriff offers her a beer, but Bobby is not interested and pays to continue her journey. She is still on the phone with her sister, who keeps warning her about the boyfriend, which makes Bobby angry. She begins overspeeding and fails to notice a sheriff's car parked on the road, which sees her. The sheriff pulls her over. Bobby sees that it's the same sheriff from the fuel station. He checks her documents and informs her that she has been fined $1,000 for overspeeding. She doesn't have that much money. The sheriff falsely accuses her of damaging his car's lights by throwing something from her vehicle. Despite her denial, he insists on the charge. He tells her she can go to the fuel station's ATM to withdraw cash, but he will keep her documents and phone until then. Bobby gets angry and questions the legality of the sheriff taking her phone. The sheriff becomes aggressive and tells her to follow his orders. When she reaches the fuel station, she learns that the ATM has been out of service for a week. She tells the owner about her situation. The owner reveals that several girls have come there recently with similar complaints, all related to fines. Bobby realizes the sheriff is targeting women on purpose for harassment. She decides not to be one of his victims and leaves without paying the fine. Even though her phone and ID are still with him, the sheriff sees her escaping and picks up her phone, where a call from her boyfriend is coming in. He answers and says she will call back later. He then throws the phone into a box which already contains many other phones and IDs. The sheriff pulls out his gun and shoots Bobby's car headlight, forcing her to stop. He approaches her and asks why she ran when he told her to wait. Bobby pleads with him, saying she needs to meet her boyfriend or he will suspect her. The sheriff tells her it's now more difficult since her car is also damaged, and he adds more fines. He starts searching her in an uncomfortable way. Bobby feels uneasy. The sheriff tells her that her license will stay with him and she can get it back only after paying the fine. After that, Bobby tries to leave quickly, but the sheriff shoots her car tire from behind, causing the car to lose balance and sink into the sand. Bobby realizes the man is playing a deadly game. To save herself, she starts running on foot. She steals money from a man, hoping to use it to escape from the sheriff, and then sits down somewhere to catch her breath. A waitress approaches and asks her to place an order, as sitting without ordering is not allowed. Bobby orders coffee. Suddenly, she sees the sheriff entering the same place. Frightened, she gets up and goes toward the restroom, searching for another way out but finds none. One good thing she notices is that the sheriff has brought her car there. This gives her an idea. She quickly calls 911 from a payphone and asks for help at a distant gas station, knowing there is only one sheriff in the area and he would be sent away. Then she calls her boyfriend and tries to explain the situation, that a sheriff is chasing her and trying to kill her. But instead of understanding, the boyfriend accuses her of cheating. Scared, Bobby then tries to call her sister. Just as she is about to tell her that she's in trouble, she hears the sheriff's voice behind her. He returns her license, phone, and car keys. Shocked by his sudden change in behavior, she feels confused. Everything seems normal, so she tells her sister maybe it was just her imagination. Meanwhile, the man whose money Bobby had stolen accuses the waitress of theft. Without listening to her explanation, the boss fires her. Sad and sitting outside, the waitress is approached by Bobby, who asks for a ride. The girl agrees, and they begin their journey together. While they are talking, a gunshot suddenly hits the girl in the head, killing her. Blood splatters on Bobby's car. The shooter is revealed to be the sheriff, who is mysteriously killing women. Bobby is shocked to witness such a brutal act right before her eyes. Struggling to breathe, she steps out of the car to calm herself. Before she can fully relax, she sees the sheriff approaching again. She decides to run. During this, she receives a call from her sister. When she answers, she realizes the call is from the sheriff, who has saved his number under her sister's name. In the middle of this chaos, a truck suddenly appears in front of her car. Bobby stops and waves it down. The truck driver steps out and asks what's wrong. Bobby tells him the sheriff is after her, has killed her companion, and wants to kill her too. Seeing the seriousness of the situation, the driver takes a gun from his truck and points it at the sheriff. The sheriff tells the driver not to believe Bobby, claiming she is a killer wanted by the police, and asks him to hand her over. But the driver, noticing Bobby's condition, senses she is not a criminal and realizes the sheriff is lying. Before the driver can shoot, the sheriff distracts him and shoots him first. As the man dies, Bobby quickly gets back into her car and drives away. She reaches an isolated garage and parks there, looking for a place to hide. Just then, Bobby hears footsteps. To defend herself, she picks up a wooden stick and attacks the person approaching, thinking it is the sheriff. But it turns out to be a man who works at the garage. He takes Bobby inside, dresses her wounds, and makes her coffee. Bobby tells him everything, that a sheriff is after her and has already killed 2 people. Hearing her story, the man asks Bobby to stay there and decides to call his boss for help, believing he would assist Bobby and get her out of the situation. Bobby asks to use the washroom, and the man points her to a room. Inside the room, Bobby is shocked to see not just car repair tools, but also strange and disturbing tools like chains and hooks. As she explores further, she notices a wall full of ID cards belonging to various girls. This makes her suspicious, and she begins to wonder if the place belongs to the sheriff. Before she can react, the sheriff appears. Bobby is terrified. The sheriff mocks her curiosity and explains that the numbers on the ID cards represent how far each girl was able to run before being caught. Before Bobby can escape, the man who posed as a mechanic hits her on the head, knocking her unconscious. He is actually the sheriff's brother and helps him in his crimes. Both are psychopaths. When Bobby regains consciousness, she finds herself tied to a chair. The sheriff begins telling his story, why he hates women and does what he does. He explains that their mother was not a good woman, too busy enjoying her own life, which caused them to suffer deeply. He then shows Bobby a knife, claiming it is made from their mother's skin, implying he murdered her too. He grabs Bobby's tongue and cruelly cuts it off, saying it was the same tongue that insulted him. Pain causes Bobby to lose consciousness again. When she wakes up, she finds herself untied. She picks up the sheriff's knife and tries to escape. The sheriff, however, expects this. Every girl tries to run. Bobby now runs through the dark night, just like the woman shown at the beginning of the movie. The sheriff follows her in his car. Exhausted, Bobby collapses on the ground. The sheriff throws a gun near her with a single bullet, expecting her to shoot at him like all the others did, but instead, Bobby shoots into the air and pretends to be dead. As the sheriff approaches to confirm, Bobby suddenly attacks him with his own knife. As he writhes in pain, Bobby gets into his car and runs him over, killing the monster who had tortured so many. She returns home, grabs a large gun, collects some ID cards as evidence, and prepares to leave. Just then, the sheriff's brother appears. Bobby kills him brutally too and then drives away. She becomes the woman who finally ends this twisted game. As she leaves, she receives a call from her boyfriend. Seeing it, she becomes angry. He never came to help her during such a dangerous time. She throws the phone away. It is revealed that Bobby kept her severed tongue in an icebox and later managed to reattach it. And with that, the story ends.